afternoon, everybody. My name is Untitled Chapter, and welcome to Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnoughts. So, we are in Alpha 11 now. Excellent. And it appears to be a very, very British, well, an absolutely British update. And because it's a British update, and they mentioned the King George V here, find this hull with the name Battleship 1. Okay, so I feel like making the King George V, so that's what we're going to try. 1930. Why not? And because it's the King George V, let's have an appropriate opponent. The Germans. As many people, well, as some people may know, modern Battleship 1, did it say? I think that's probably what it meant. Anyway, I think she was 42,000 odd tons. I completely lost my trail of thought again. Well, it is me, so I think you should be expecting that by now. Anyway, I do have some stats over here for King George V, so I'm going to be reading those. At least some of them, anyway. I do also have a bit of a picture, but not necessarily going to be able to get it exactly right. But, again, it's the game. So. Ooh, well that's certainly not good. That's better. Looks like actually she is about there. She has quite a bit of superstructure back there. So, Advanced Tower 2 perhaps. She has, well, she was King George V class battleship. She has 10 14-inch guns. Standard superimposed barbette. 14-inch. You know, I actually think this ship's too big. Yeah, 42,000 tons, that's about right. Not valid empty barbette. Ooh. I think that is a bug with this. I think that is a bug with this particular patch. Something about empty barbettes, and I think it was one of the towers that's causing the issue. So, bring that forward. 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 Now, as you probably, this is like the third time I've said this. King George V class battleship, they were built in the in the late 1930s, early 1940s. They have a. I can speak. They were a result of the Washington Naval Treaties, which limited the caliber of battleship guns. So they went with 10 14-inch guns. There was supposed to be a variant of this called the Lion class, which had essentially, if I recall, it was 12 16-inch guns. But that never materialised because of the treaty. So, she didn't have any torpedo launchers, which is, going to be a problem given that I like torpedo launchers. However, she did have 8 guns, 8 5-inch guns either side. Since I don't have the appropriate barbettes, I'm going to have to do it like this. Now, I'm sure that's not going to be much of a problem. No, that seems fine to me. So, she didn't have any torpedo launchers, so this is her armour sorted. Armament sorted, sorry. Auxiliary engines, obviously, we're going to need that. Shaft. Crop. Barbettes, obviously, going to need to be a thing. She did have quite a comprehensive anti-torpedo defence system. That's something that the British were quite good at, actually. obviously U-boats were a thing, French torpedo boats were a thing, and the English Channel is a thing. So the having your ships ambushed by torpedo boats meant we kind of needed better protection. Plus, we didn't have to deal with the Panama Canal and things like that, so we could be plump. I don't actually know. I don't think she had a turtleback. It doesn't say on the plans what kind of armour scheme she had. And it also doesn't tell what type of shell she had. However, British ships typically went with a heavy shell with an increased bursting charge. So, slightly heavier shell and a much bigger bang when it actually went in. I think this is basically going to be down to personal preference because I don't have the exact shell, so I'm thinking cordite. Yeah, why not? Automatic reloading, and I'm overweight. Yeah, heavily overweight. I haven't even fitted the armour yet. Let's have a look at the armour, and then see what we can change. So, belt 14. Oops, the belt was 14.7 inches. Lower belt was 5. Well, that's the upper belt. Doesn't say what the belt extended was. So I can scroll down on here. Bulkheads. Nope. Aircraft. There are no aircraft in this game. Conning tower 4 inches. Not that it'll save much weight. Conning tower. Main turrets were 12.7, so let's do 12.8 because it's 12.75, so deck was 5.8 inches. Well, 5.88, so let's do that. To 4.88. At 4.9. Again, it doesn't give me a belt extended. It gives me bulkheads and barbettes, but no. It doesn't also doesn't tell me what the secondary how on earth am I losing my words today? It doesn't tell me what the secondary... Wow. Armour! I'm talking about armour. It doesn't tell me what the armour for the secondary turrets is. Is. Can you tell I'm not 100% awake today? Can you just tell? Bring down the torpedo, bring down the flooding. Oof. Let's go with Citadel 3 then. Or Turtleback. Whoa, no. Citadel 3. Single hull? I'm pretty sure she was double hulled though. Gotta sacrifice something. Natural boilers. Forced. Best as I can go. She definitely had advanced radar systems. That was one thing she did have. Oof. Right, well, we're gonna have to scrap 1,000 tons from her. What is that? That's a secondary Mark II. There's only 300 tons in that. Right, I might have to go on historic. You know what? Let's reduce the armour further. No, let's reduce the belt. Because I can't really get it any other way. So let's have the belt. Let's have some more belt. Let's reduce the deck armour, increase the belt armour. increase the conning tower a little bit. There we are. It's not exactly the King George V, but you know, it's going to have to be close enough. I don't have any torpedoes, so doing this will not do anything. No, it won't. But yeah, so that is my King George V. Let's go. That's taken a bit longer than I thought. Oh well. Okay, so probably one thing that is known about the King George V, well, the King George V class battleship named the Prince of Wales. Well, a couple of things. It was sunk by the Japanese in 1941, I believe. But lessons were learned from that, such as there were no tracer rounds on the ship. They were sailing pretty much in a straight line, unescorted. So yeah, it got pummeled by Japanese Bettys, which are the DY somethings. They're the twin-engine medium bomber from Japan. So this ship may be the battleship. This is definitely the cruiser, but this is definitely not Prince Eugen by any means. Or Prince Eugene Eugen. Yeah. No, this is definitely a German ship. Obviously, Bismarck had 8 15-inch guns in 4 dual turrets. Ooh, I've been hit already. The battle at the Denmark Strait was where the Prince of Wales was actually... HMS Prince of Wales was actually famous for originally. That was a fight against Bismarck. That's a battle in which HMS Hope was lost. There is a different YouTuber actually called Drakinefel. He's like a naval engineer and self-taught historian. Well, he's not a historian, but he's a fan of naval history and architecture. He did quite a good review on what possibly could have happened to HMS Hood to make it go bang. But yes, I'm not particularly prepared for today's episode, as you can probably tell. I normally record in the mornings, I'm recording sort of late afternoon, and yeah, hasn't been a good couple of days. Still, I do like how this is looking. They have given us more of a little bit more of a Queen Anne's Mansions type of deal, so I am quite happy about that. Oof, that's another ping. I will actually... I might have made a mistake by... I've made a mistake by giving them cordite. Ah well, certainly could be worse. I'm going to keep it 28 knots because I want to close the distance between these two. I'm concerned about this cruiser, although it doesn't... Oh, I was about to say it doesn't appear to have torpedoes, but yes it does. That's 16 torpedoes? Yeah, 16 torpedoes, and what would that be? 10 7-inch guns? The Prince Eugen, or the Prince Eugen, whichever way you want to say it, that had 8 8-inch guns in 4 dual turrets. It actually looked quite similar to Bismarck, to the point where both Prince of Wales and Hood were actually targeting a heavy cruiser and not Bismarck during the Battle of the Bismarck. Battle of the Bismarck Strait. Battle of the Denmark Strait. God, this is what happens when I go without any thought or preparation. You know, I didn't even notice it's got a mini turret there. Now, this is probably going to be the first time I'm going to lose. Extended belt penetration, yeah, I need to get much closer than what I am. Because I don't have the deck armour to deal with the... As you can see, the shots are coming up and down, so they're actually... I know it says extended belt, but it's hitting the deck as well. So, I'm going to get closer. A lot closer. And I can't... I've lost some speed due to damage. I will put secondaries on aggressive. You never know. This ship has basically taken no damage at all. Oof. It has 12 15-inch guns, so I'm definitely outgunned here. Although, to be fair, the British 4-inch... the British 14-inch rifles were actually quite good. We did a lot of preparation to have an all 15-inch ship. All 15-inch fleet aside from the King George V, so there was effort put into the 15 and 14-inch shells. Unfortunately for me, these guys don't seem to be wanting to hold the engagement. They seem to be wanting to race ahead, which isn't what I want. I want to get closer. I would like to get closer, please. Yeah, I'm getting pummeled. During the actual Battle of the Dreadnoughts Strait, where Prince of Wales engaged, she actually had she was rushed out of dock. There were issues with the 14-inch quads that the British had. Mainly, they jammed. They got stuck a lot, so by the end of the battle, pretty much all of the guns were, well, saying all of the guns, two 14-inch turrets, two 14-inch quad turrets, were... Okay, ow. Two 14-inch quad turrets were not in a good way by the end of the battle. They'd completely jammed and were basically disabled. Yeah, so this is not going well for me at all. Normally, as I say, normally I would at least prepare something a little bit better before making a video like this, but I actually didn't anticipate getting so badly outmatched. I do occasionally try and do these ships to install. Well, obviously I brought the armour down because the ship is too heavy. I can't really change them. Yeah, as I was saying, I've decreased the armour. Because historically it was 12 point something inches. And that's what I've done, and that's what happens when you put 12 inches in Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnoughts. Plus, to be frank and to be fair, I have made a mistake by giving myself Cold Eye 2. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have given myself Cold Eye 2. I don't really use Cold Eye, I usually use tube powder for the extra penetration, especially on smaller caliber guns. I've not done that, and as you can see, well, you can't see, but even the shots that are hitting, partial penetrations, blocked, not effective. Now on that note, a cup of tea. This is going to be the first on, Monarch. Just poor Monarch. Damage instability, flooding instability. Wait, why do I have flooding instability? See, I'm at 100%. Hey, we can finally find out what. Find out. It doesn't help that the enemy battleship is over 30,000 tons heavier than we are. Yeah. That explains it. This is like putting... I mean, Yamato was only 80,000 tons, so this would be putting King George V up against Yamato. So, yes. Yamato or Yamato, one of the two. So yes, it's not particularly great. Gain 14-inch hit, but I went for Cordite 2 rather than my normal choice, so that's come back to bite me. You know what? Forget this. Just maximum speed. You need to get closer, otherwise you're not gonna win. Well, I'm not gonna win anyway, but let's see what the cruiser had. Yeah, 10. This isn't a bad cruiser, to be honest. Lots of 3-inch, lots of 2-inch. Yeah, this isn't a bad cruiser. I would get rid of most of these 2 inches and 3 inches though. The Oldenburg. Is that the Oldenburg? Olden? Is it Olden or Olden? What's German, isn't it? So it'll be Oldenburg. You know what? I'm tempted to change this design to restart this battle and change the design a little bit. Tempted. Well, in a random battle, you never know what you're going to get. You could be getting a ship that's inferior to you, you could be getting something with 13-inch guns, or you could be getting, you know, a 73,000 ton monster. Or 74,000 ton monster. I was hoping that because when you finish shooting... oh dear. Yay! We damaged an engine for all the good that did. Oh dear. 26 knots. Yeah. Ooh. Now that we've actually gotten a little bit closer, our shells are actually able to penetrate. Well, we've taken so much damage getting to this stage that we're not going to be able to win this. I mean, hull's at 58%, we've lost a gun. We're down to 24 knots. We have a fire for all the good that will do us. We have multiple fires. If I turn you a little bit the other way, are you falling out of shot? You can't, yeah, can you? No, so I need to turn you a bit harder. This looks worse than it actually is. Yeah, secondary guns, ping. Yeah. Additional penetration. Secondary guns. Alt and right click. Alt, right click. Secondaries. Target the cruiser. It may as well do some damage to the Blucher. Although, I think the Blucher actually was the same class as the Prince Eugen, or close enough. I seem to recall that being sunk in a Norwegian fjord or something. I think it went up against a out-of-date World War I fortification and got absolutely wrecked. Was it Ostergotland? No, wait, the Ostergotland was from World of Warships, isn't it? The Osterland? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it went up against a fort and got wrecked. Well, I think the fort pretty much stayed quiet until it was point blank range and then opened up with everything it had. Ping, ricochet. You know, this is probably going to be the first defeat I actually upload. Destroyed main gun. Right. Change of plans. Ramming speed. I may as well go like this. Really, if this was a campaign, I would have done the same thing that this ship did in reality. Retreat. Because I've lost 3/5 of my firepower. But I don't actually think there is a way to retreat at the moment. I know you can hit the retreat button, but I don't think you can actually get away from custom battles. So, yeah. You know, I'm actually just going to do ×5. Yeah, miss. Engine damaged. Flooding. Oh, well. Torpedoes, but I don't think I have to avoid. No, they sail past harmlessly. Again, partial penetrations. Boom. Yeah, no damage. Partial penetration, basically meaningless. No damage. Ooh, voice crack. Secondary, yeah. Secondary tower damaged. More flooding. She's still keeping 20 odd knots though, which is, considering the pounding that she's taking, is quite good. No, miss. Oh, evasive. Evasive. Made deck penetration, but that's worthless. It's simply impossible for us to do enough damage to this ship. Again, flooding, 14-inch, extended belt penetration, unless something drastic like a flash fire happens. At this stage, we're just getting slowly picked apart. See, slow down here. Even though all these are ricochets, you know, you've got slight penetrations here and there. They'll start fires, they'll cause minor bits of flooding, it'll be a problem. Oof. Extended belt penetration and things like that, it's just not gonna be enough. If I had torpedoes, I might be able to do something, but I don't, so... And as far as I can recall, or as far as this shows me, she didn't have torpedoes, so... Hood did. Hood certainly had torpedoes. And that may have been one of the contributing factors for the initial fire on board / explosion. We'll never really know. That. See, we're starting to actually slowly peck away at her, but see, she's getting little holes here and there, but it's no. But as you can see, that's. Oops. That's not. There's no hole there. Pause. That's just where the armor's caved in. So that's hit it and not gone through. Hit and not gone through. That's gone through. I really don't like how you, as soon as you pause the game, the sound kicks in. It's like wave sound. I can't do the sound of a wave. Anyway. There's really nothing I can do at the moment, so it may not be the most entertaining set of circumstances. You're just watching the ship slowly getting blasted to pieces. And, you know, these 5-inch guns I have on the side with all this damage instability, it's just, you know. So this has basically got 11 inches of belt armour. And these can penetrate 11 inches at 2,000 metres, so at best, my secondary guns are going to be starting fires at best. I see the torpedoes there, but honestly I don't think there's any... Yeah, they're going to be avoided, that's fine. You know what? Set all guns to fire on there, why not? I don't think it'll do any different, make any difference, like, but we can at least try. It's closer. Is that 81%? I say that and I go to 19. And I have that 1%, please. So we're at the stage, I mean, we're at 44% accuracy. Damage to main tower, but she's simply not going to be able to do enough to know. Simply not going to be able, down to 14%. Torpedoes are incoming. I can't evade this, I don't think. Can I? I don't. Yeah, I can evade it, but. And with all the manoeuvring, I'm now down to 12% accuracy, so. And she's still doing 24 knots to my 13.7. And dropping. Non-penetrations, partial penetrations. I am basically just waiting to die. Oof. Okay, that was a nice hit on their half. I think my conning tower's damaged, so the captain's probably dead. Whenever I see that, I just imagine a shell going off in the bridge. It would not be the first time such a thing has happened. I know, I think at the Battle of Santa Cruz? Is it Santa Cruz? Oof, I think this is actually the first time we've taken a torpedo hit. The Japanese ambushed an American, Australian and British task force at anchor while they were unloading some troops. I'm pretty sure it's not Santa Cruz. Anyway, yeah, I was going to continue, but I've just been sunk, so... Oof. Ah. So, that was the first look at the new... Well, I'm going to show off a bit more of the new British stuff, I suppose. They've up... Put this to 1940, just because. So, modern battleships, so now the British can go up to 75,000 tons. Which is nice. No advanced towers, which look pretty much like a bit like the Queen Anne's mansions. Very British. Lovely advanced towers in the back. And yes, if you put secondary gun on these, it replaces the searchlights. I was going to call them signalling lights then, but they're not. And the guns look a bit better. Especially these secondary guns. They look very British. They look very British. I might, sooner or later, probably do a bit of a meme design, I think. I might do one of these ships and just pack it full of secondary guns and see what happens. Or I might do something like build a Dido class. Play around with some light cruisers. It is a bit of a short episode, but it's been as you can probably tell by my voice and my slight lack of coherence, it has been a long day. It's been a really long day today. So, I'm actually going to leave it here. Hopefully, it wasn't too much of a disaster. But, yeah. So, feel free. Hopefully you enjoyed, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.